Hey guys, and welcome back. And it's finally the time we are going to be looking at the Champions League final. It's happening tomorrow morning for me. Possibly when you're watching this, could be tonight, could be tomorrow for you as well. Yeah, so we'll be looking at, and it's the final stage of the Champions League, PSG versus Inter Milan. Before I go into the video, make sure you go down and subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 700 subscribers, so it'd be much appreciated from me and all the other people who are subscribed to go down and subscribe and become an absolute legend like all these 651 subscribers. So make sure you go down in the comments and also comment your prediction. What's going to happen? What do you think? Who's going to get man of the match? Who do you think is gonna play crap? You know, all your predictions, whatever you think will happen in the Champions League final. So I'll get into the video. So it's gonna be an interesting one between these two sides, and yeah. So I said yeah, it's gonna be interesting between the two. Certainly PSG are better with the ball. Inter Milan are probably better without the ball, but they've certainly got threats on both sides. Like Kvaratskhelia for PSG, absolute demon. He's quick, can dribble, but also they've got Dembele and Bacola. You know that can just float between the lines, float between the attack, and also how could I forget Desiree Doué, potentially the next Neymar, as they are calling him, the next Neymar. That's pretty big, but he's also a very very good player. Is Desiree Doué cuts in on the left side. He's scored some big goals for PSG over this whole entire tournament, and yeah, so hopefully PSG, for them, they can win their first ever Champions League. I think Inter Milan, I know they have won the Champions League before. I think they've won it 2 or 3 times. I'm not really 100% sure. They probably won it more considering how much history they have. So here. Why is my screen doing anything? Fuck. Yeah, that's a big blooper. There. Yeah. So PSG going into this one as favourites, you'd think. I think they are probably more dangerous. I know Inter Milan did lose the league title last weekend to Napoli, so they want to be fired up and playing for this trophy, this Champions League, because arguably everyone wants to play in a Champions League final. Let's be honest, everyone in club football wants to play a Champions League final, and these 22 players that are playing on the field tomorrow can get the opportunity to lift up the Champions League, because I think most of them would be doing it for the first time. I think many of them have actually won the Champions League. I think a few from Inter have actually, but yeah, not many of these players that are going to be a part of the game tomorrow have actually won the Champions League. So I think PSG are going to be, as I said, I think they're going to be favourites, because I think they can just keep the ball and just bop Inter around the park. But Inter can certainly on the counter attack are dangerous, like Dumfries with whipping balls in, also with DeMarco and Lautaro Martinez. Obviously, he's got the experience in a big game, considering he played in the World Cup final for Argentina, so he would know what it means to be in a big position, big game. Can he rise up to the occasion? Thuram as well for Inter, but I think PSG have more quality players. It's time for Marquinhos to win a Champions League as well, being the captain of this side. And I want to go through. I think Donnarumma has been a great addition for PSG. Wasn't really great for the first couple of years that he signed for PSG, but he is certainly turning it on this year and getting more clean sheets. Say putting some big performances in for PSG, and I think it could go a long way to winning this final. Also, the pace of Hakimi and Mendes off the wing backs or full backs is gonna be dangerous. I think Inter Milan certainly have to watch out for that, especially how quick Mendes and Hakimi can just go from back to front. Is certainly would be dangerous, and also to see Vitinha and Neves as the two defensive midfielders with with like a Fabian Ruiz who can just go a little bit more forward and play those sort of roles. Whereas and then you got I think arguably one of the best attacks in the world at the moment, Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, and Barcola. I think Barcola is a very underrated player. I don't think many people talk about him because he's on the bench a lot. And I think he's sort of going into Desiree Doué's sort of shadow in thinking that he's sort of fallen off in a way. I'm not really fallen off, but like has sort of gone under the radar. And I think he's got the pace. He can cut inside. He can score. He can score goals, provide assists, and also I think they're very fluid in the forward line. PSG, they can just move from one end to the other, and the ability to just move different positions and sort of confuse the defense. I mean, it's always going to work in Ligue 1 or their own league, which they dominated, and just the as I said, just the ability to move between the whole entire attack. Barcola potentially going to striker, and then potentially one time Dembele going to the wings, and it just the fluidity I think could be too much for Inter Milan here. But and also, can we talk about Ousmane Dembele? 20 something goals this season. I'm going to quickly check. Yeah, 21 goals in League One this season. He scored in the semi final against Arsenal in the first leg. Scored in pretty much all the big games. He's turning out to be a great player for PSG, and I think we certainly want to watch Inter Milan tomorrow. And then Kvaratskhelia, I talked about him. Kvaradonna, as the Napoli fans used to call him, but he's certainly someone that can hurt Inter Milan. But I think potentially with Inter Milan's low block, it might be a bit more ineffective, but also with the balls in from potentially Vitinha or a Neves, could also put the balls in behind and give Dembele and Kvaratskhelia and Bacola some room in behind to hope for them hopefully score goals and win them the game. But I want to look on the other side now. So we've got Sommer, who's been very, very good in the Champions League. I think he's kept the most clean sheets, so he'll most likely get the Golden Glove, I think. I'm not really 100% sure. Bastoni as Serbi and Pavard as the back three, potentially. These lineups I'm looking at are on FootMob right here. I'm looking at them, and this is what they could potentially be tomorrow. And Acerbi at centre back, just old. Well, I mean he's not old, but like just experience. Hopefully, that's what Inter Milan might need in this Champions League final. Pavard won a World Cup, scored a big goal. I remember, but we're getting off track. And also, he could have that sort of pace in behind. Potentially, that could Pavard might have. And then I think the two dangerous areas for Inter Milan side, I think PSG have to look out for are DeMarco and Dumfries. The ability for them to just go forward and almost just score goals, get assists, and especially with Mkhitaryan and Çalhanoğlu and Barella in behind them, supporting them, and to be a interesting combinations, DeMarco and Dumfries, with Mkhitaryan, Çalhanoğlu, and Barella, as I said, in the middle. I know I'm sort of getting off track, but Mkhitaryan, obviously, he's experienced, with Çalhanoğlu also being experienced, but their legs aren't really there as much anymore as what potentially the other midfielder is. Barella. He can put a ball through behind. Can Nico Barella? I think his name's Nico. Nicolo Barella. Barella can put a ball through and behind. Can give you. As I said, put a ball through and behind for Martinez or Thuram, and certainly will become a threat for that PSG defense. And then I think the two players up top, Thuram and Martinez. I mean, I think that's going to be one of the best double trouble in the competition, in the whole entire world at the moment. PSG. It's gonna be an interesting final for PSG. and Inter Milan. Martinez and Thuram probably will have a big say in terms of how this game will get played out. I think I'm going to go with a 2-1 2-0 2-0 PSG win. I just think PSG they'll just have too much for Inter Milan, and I think, but Inter Milan's experience could also get them over the line because they've got a few players that have played in big moments and played in big Champions League finals and have actually won them. So who knows what could happen? And I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.